Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
We start this morning singing hymn 16, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." And now Ryan will play the prelude. Good morning, my friends. I am Kay Azar and will be the worship associate this fine Sunday morning. I love that we can start our week with those we love and care for. We continue our journey into generosity this week with Laura Anderson speaking of the generosity of spirit. This is the season of giving thanks for our blessings, and I would like to continue in that spirit to thank all the folks that make a service possible each Sunday. Corey and Tom, Ryan and Janet, the choir, those who clean, those who decorate, those who bring food, and those who eat it. Those of you who show up week after week, who make us into a congregation, I am so glad to be here with you today. If you're new to us this morning, or an old friend back from the north, Please stand or wave your hands if you choose and tell us your name so we can welcome you here. Dorothy?
Dorothy, Palmerton, Fred and I arrived last Sunday, and we're so glad to be back here.
Our choir is more complete.
I'm Jeannie Critton, and this is my husband Don, and this is our first time visiting.
Welcome.
You all know me as James Abraham. I was on my way somewhere else, but I had an urge to stop here and apologize. I was misled, misinformed, and I visited a lot of hurt on this congregation. I was wrong. Accept my apology. Again, I can't stay, but my mom taught me to clean up my mess. So I hope I'm making a start today. So thank you.
Welcome to all of you who are here with us this morning. Our words of welcome this morning are Grace Meets Us Where We Are by Gretchen Haley. There is nothing you need to bring with you to be welcome here. No right beliefs, no proof of citizenship, no eternal optimism or clarity of conviction, no boundless courage or endless expertise. You do not need to know what brought you here or how you will solve that problem you are turning over and over in your mind. Your bills do not have to be paid, and your checkbook can be a mess. Your children may have been up half the night. Your hearing aids may not be working, and your knees may be creaking. You do not need to be already perfect, or even halfway, to belong to this circle where grace meets us, where we are, but does not leave us as it found us, where love resides in each of us, yet is somehow more than all, where life still pulses and rages and heals and transforms, creating us and this day anew once again. Come, let us worship together. I asked Bill to come up to light the chalice. The chalice reading this morning is by Adam Slate. We hold that moment in our spirit, and will be followed by our affirmation found in your order of service. When the great mosaic of humanity is treated with respect and dignity, when no person is threatened by hunger or war, when we have extended hospitality to the stranger and tended to the sick, when equity and justice reign everywhere, then we shall be free. We light this flame to hold that moment in our spirit and in our minds until we can make it real. The affirmation: love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. This is our aspiration, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Please rise as you are able and willing, and join the choir in singing hymn 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
When we trust
Opening words this morning. We are a people of words, but words need not have the same meaning for all for the message to be effective. So I started to look for a definition of generosity of spirit. This one comes from Wellington College and is fairly similar to the others that I found. Generosity of spirit is a quality of being kind, open, and willing to share with others without expecting anything in return. It also involves celebrating the success and efforts of others without envy or resentment, and suspending judgment and accusation in the face of perceived slight and insult. Generosity of spirit can also mean sharing meaning, purpose, or values with others. This also happens to sound like what successfully growing religious congregation does. Congregations that grow and assimilate new members show a high degree of good feeling among their members. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But this is to put to the test all the time. This may be one of those times. May not, but has anybody read the UUA stance on the Israeli-Hamas conflict and the statement that Sophia Betancourt, Reverend Sophia Betancourt, the new president, have made on the UUA website? I would suggest that you do, because it's lovely. They're lovely statements. I suspect that there may be some who will disagree with one or both, and others who concur completely, or those who are just confused, dazed, and bewildered by how things went so wrong there. Because many of you know my background, raised in the Jewish faith and married to a Palestinian, I've been asked my feelings about this by many, so I thought I would address this particular elephant. I also wonder what you all think about the conflict. There's strong feelings going both ways, and plenty of ways to speak in less than complimentary terms, regardless of where you stand. All I can do is stand up here and say, please discuss, but be kind and generous of spirit when you do. Who you stand with colors your perspective, and therefore your language. Discuss with love and a generous spirit for all those people dying, regardless of who they are, where they live, and how they pray. Your job today and always is to work towards peace. I pray for a ceasefire every day. In this congregation, we have a ritual recognition of the joys, sorrows, and concerns that visit us all at different times. We have the Book of Life that we read from each week, and the dropping of stones in the communal bowl over here. The book, show and tell, the red book, lives on the table immediately to the right of the sanctuary door, and is available for anyone to enter their joy or sorrow right up to the start of the service. If you are joining us virtually or have a joy or concern, you can email it to the worship associate to enter and read by emailing us at bookoflife@uufcc.org by 6 p.m. the Saturday previous. So I'm going to read today's entries, and I hope I have not missed anything that came via email, but I didn't see anything. Please keep Herb in your thoughts and prayers. He's having back pain, which is keeping him laid low. That's from Jackie, who also says, my son is out of the hospital. Yay!
Robert Morgan.
Oh, that's Robert. Oh, okay. It doesn't say Robert. Okay.
Well, we're glad you know.
We're still glad he's out. Whoever's son is out of the hospital, we're happy. Tomorrow, November 20th, is Transgender Remembrance Day. Take a moment to cherish and mourn those in your life who are trans. And I will add my own in that today would be my mother's birthday, and it'd be a big one. I can't remember which one it would be, but I thought of her first thing this morning. You may now come up and drop a stone into the bowl. There's a microphone there if you wish to tell us about your joy or concern, or you may keep it in your heart.
I'm just turning the mic on.
You get things started.
I'm dropping this stone in for Herb and for Carol.
I have a joy that as I was coming in today, I ran into Samara, who was going to come and say hi to everyone and got waylaid by something. So, but I'm really happy to think of better times and hope she comes back.
So I have a joy. If anybody is friends with me on Facebook, then you already know this. Friday, I finished closing on my house in Osprey. I'm officially the owner of that wonderful, wonderful project. It does have to be redone entirely, but I got it pretty cheap. So we just got done with the subfloor. I got to do some plumbing in the bathroom before we can seal it, but we're pretty much done with the subfloor. Definitely need a lot of help, so if anybody has any advice, feel free to send it my way, okay?
I'm feeling very grateful today that I belong to a group, a community, a fellowship like this that respects and uses a covenant. And that's what makes this community so special to me. One of the things.
My 14-year-old granddaughter has Down syndrome. She's 14 today. Happy birthday, Peyton.
And I place the last stone for all those joys and concerns that remain unspoken but in our hearts. There's a new entry into our order of service. I would ask you to rise as you are willing and able for hymn 1009 in the teal hymnal, Meditation on Breathing. Laura Anderson has been a member of this fellowship for 5 years and a UU since 1996. Laura is the co-chair of the Worship Arts Committee, and if you couldn't tell, she loves purple, which she's really not wearing today.
No, she's wearing.
A little bit. And I remember first meeting her at an auction where where my daughter and I were both very taken by her purple ombre hair.
Good morning. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a cisgender, white, short, 67-year-old woman. This morning, if you're chatting with someone after the service, would you consider answering 2 questions? What are you here for? In what do you place your trust? You have about 30 minutes to think about it. What are you here for? In what do you place your trust? Generosity of spirit. This morning, I would like to reflect on that phrase, and with any luck, give you something to think about. Generosity of spirit is an oft-used phrase that is open to various interpretations, and I believe the idea is relevant today. Generosity of spirit sometimes is summed up in 3 words: just be nice. But nice people finish last, and playing nice doesn't get you what you want, right? Being nice often is derided as something that people who are weak and perhaps not so smart are. But popular culture shows us that nice people can succeed and inspire others along the way. Forrest Gump is nice. Ted Lasso showed us generosity of spirit. Generosity of spirit sometimes is expressed as a Christian idea. What would Jesus do? And in the New Testament of the Bible, when the Apostle Paul speaks of a covenant with God. Deepak Chopra refers to generosity of spirit as shared consciousness. Urging people to be more generous with each other is an old idea, but one that will continue to be relevant until we take the idea to heart and learn to live our lives more generously. Deepak Chopra writes, "Generosity of spirit is the sharing of meaning. You can define meaning any way you want. It can be a purpose, as when a team of climbers ascends Everest. It can be a shared faith in higher values. We have a higher value here at UUFCC, and we refer to it weekly. We referred to it this morning. Love is the spirit of this fellowship. And love is a value embraced by Unitarian Universalists all over the world. You might know the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism have been repurposed and are illustrated in this colorful image that is in the order of service. That the image has love centered by other shared values. Love is also a word that is interpreted many ways, but for now, just for this morning while we're together, would you try to embrace love as you interpret it for yourself? Maybe Jesus-like, maybe shared consciousness, maybe something else. We don't have to agree on interpretation of generosity of spirit and love, but maybe we can see that they speak of relationship between a giver and a receiver. How do we foster an affirming, positive type of relationship, a relationship that centers love? In the Bible, can't believe I'm saying that. In the Bible, the Apostle Paul shares the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Each of these contains generosity of the Spirit and reflect giving the others without judgment and with compassion. Generosity in relationship has to be embraced by both people, the giver and the receiver. What do you do when you're approached by someone who is angry? What is your response when someone has an idea that you don't agree with? When I pause and deliberately listen with compassion and with love, our relationship is stronger. But when I respond with criticism instead of consideration, our relationship is broken. Or maybe we really never had a relationship. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe they're in a bad mood. It is a struggle to get it right. But if I am faithful to the values in our covenant, I need to keep the promises I make. I need to strive to be nice. But is striving enough? It is not. But when it is enough, when two people share a something, where they are speaking and listening, understanding each other, there is an experience that researchers describe as unity of purpose, and that connection is actually reflected in their brain waves. Deepak Chopra has written extensively about this phenomenon. Think of a time when you have felt this deep connection. Perhaps it was here at the fellowship when we are in harmony singing a familiar tune, or when we meditate together. Perhaps you have experienced it in a yoga class at the end when you're relaxed and breathing in rhythm with all the others who are there. There is a very real connection of consciousness with other people. We experience this connection when we share moments of love, compassion, and empathy. We experience it when we share something meaningful, and that consciousness exists whether we are aware of it or not. There is a me and there is a you, but we are only pieces of the whole, and our spirit is part of that whole, and collectively that whole is all of existence. I'm not particularly sensitive to others, not because I don't care about other people, but because, I don't know, I'm a Midwesterner and was raised to mind my own business and keep to myself, because I don't feel well, because I'm worried about a loved one, because I have an unsolvable problem, because life gets in the way of me slowing down enough and being patient and compassionate. Chopra again. When the generosity of spirit fails us, or we fail it, conflicts develop. Generosity of spirit is created through respect and compassion for others, and it is considering what is important to another person. When we get it right, we make a difference to that other person, but even more than that, we generate an abundance of love, and this is what we have to transform the world. And that transformation begins in that moment with you and that other person. When we get it right, we strengthen ourselves and others. We are sharing love for everyone's benefit, and by making those connections, we foster peace and harmony. We do this in ways that are both large and small. We foster peace and harmony in the world every day with everyone we meet. When we get it right, we make the world a better place. When my family travels across country, we stop at Love's truck stops. The gas price is good, the bathroom is clean. When anyone walks into a Love's, an employee shouts, "Welcome to Love's." I know it's their training, but still, it makes me feel welcome. There are places where I shop that I can tell are good places to work because the employees are present. Maybe their employer respects them. Maybe that's just training too, but it does set a positive tone. If I can pause for a moment and consider someone other than myself, maybe my interaction with them will be more positive. Is it world-changing to say thank you? Is it too hard to say please instead of demanding? While I was preparing for this talk, I remembered a talk at the General Assembly in Portland a few years ago. The speaker, I don't remember who the speaker was, but they were talking about the reason Unitarian Universalism exists. They said, we exist to change the world. The reason Unitarian Universalism exists, the reason we are Unitarian Universalists, is to change the world. We at UUFCC know how to change the world. We are changing it in Immokalee. We are changing it in the public schools. We are changing it at school board meetings and with the NAACP. We are changing the world for young people in Array and for those looking for support with PFLAG. We are changing it at CHAPS and for a family seeking asylum. We're doing it with love. Reverend Susan Frederick Gray spoke at the opening session of the 2019 GA in Spokane. She said, "The metaphor of light is important to us as Unitarian Universalists. The act of lighting the chalice, a ritual, the flame, a symbol of truth and justice, the divine spark, the inherent worth and dignity of every person, a beacon to guide our way. But the flaming chalice, the symbol of our tradition, is actually a combination of two symbols, the flame and the cup. The cup is a symbol of community, of care and sustenance, the nourishment we offer each other in religious community. It is the cup that holds the light, the cup where the flame is tended. The cup is what we create when we reach out our hands, our spirits, our hearts to one another. When we are out here holding hands, climbing, moving together. The cup is also what can break. So to unlock the life-affirming, life-saving, life-sustaining power of this faith, the power of we, then we need to remember that the cup needs our attention too. For it is easy to hold up a light and declare that everyone is welcome. It is harder to build a place where everyone is actually at home." She continues, "I am here for life, and I am here for love. And I put my trust in the possibility that we have to heal one another, to grow courage out of love and out of community. When I am here and I look at the chalice and hold the warmth of that flame in my heart, I feel love. I trust you. And when I leave, I'm a nicer person. What are you here for? In what do you place trust?" Would you assist me in closing with a responsive reading? It's a poem attributed to Mother Teresa. Your part's in italics. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years building, others could destroy overnight. Keep building anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. May it be so. Amen. A woman, blessed be.
Thank you, Laura. That was perfect for today. We get to sing some more. Please rise as you are able and join the choir to sing "Come Sing a Song with Me," hymn 346 in the gray hymnal.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. reign with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when home is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that rolls in the winter time.
One of the joys of being the worship associate is getting to pick out all the hymns that you like the best. This congregation is a theologically diverse religious community with membership open to all who are in accordance with our principles, mission, and vision. We are a welcoming congregation to people of all sexual orientations, and we unconditionally welcome any and all of you to our community of mutual caring and serious intent to grow as spiritual and moral beings. Our congregation is entirely self-governed by the democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. You are now invited to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept the gifts of the congregation. If you are here for the first time today, please go ahead and pass the basket on past. Your presence with us is gift enough. Thank you. For the gifts which we have received and the gifts which we ourselves are, may we be truly grateful. Thank you for the music, Ryan, today. It's been lovely. Now, for Life of the Community, I have one announcement that I have gotten up here, and that lunch is at Cheddar's. Am I right? I don't know who left the note, but that's what I'm hearing. And then Ryan R. has an announcement.
So I kind of became the unofficial potluck overlord, I guess you would say. And next week, after our service on thankfulness and gratitude, we're having Friendsgiving here at the parish. I'm sorry, that came out from 20 years ago. Wow, that came from just way back in my head. So we're having here at the fellowship, let's try the right word. I have 40 pounds of turkey that we will be cooking, and we have stuffing, our special dressing mix that we do. And so if everybody would bring a dish to pass, preferably your favorite Thanksgiving dish, and it's okay if we have duplicates. We can try everybody's different Thanksgiving dish. And prepare and bring an appetite because we're going to have plenty of food. Next Sunday after service.
Now, I wish I was going to be here next Sunday after service. Are there any other announcements? Okay, just wanted to make.
Could you stress that the office is closed Thursday and Friday?
Okay, from Mary Jane, the office will be closed Thursday and Friday.
My phone will be turned off.
And she will not answer it. Her phone or anybody else's.
Well, to add to that any requests for the weekly update have to be in Wednesday, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, anything for the weekly update needs to be in by 9 o'clock Wednesday morning. Everybody's got these things. Okay. Gracious acceptance is an art which most never bothered to cultivate. We think that we have to learn how to give, but we forget about accepting things, which can be much harder than giving. Accepting another person's gift is allowing them to express their feelings for you. Today, I thank you for the gift of your attention. Please stand as you are able and join the choir for hymn 318, We Would Be One. Gray hymnal. As Bill extinguishes the chalice, you will find the words in your order of service. Join with me. We extinguish this chalice but not the light of hope, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of community. May these ideals shine in our lives and warm our hearts until we are together again. Go now in peace. Thank you, and enjoy. I understand there's birthday cake today, so please join us in the fellowship hall.